Good morning, bedheads. Click. How are you today? Okay, I don't think I've topped this bedhead yet. This is anytime I think it can't get any more bedheady. I mean, oh boy, oh boy. How many people do you think show up? Come on, you guys, let's just show up and be ourselves. This is what we look like. Click. What do you think? Isn't that cute? It's from Target. I could tell it's like room essentials or something. But what the cutest thing is in the bottom of the mug, there is a huge smiley face and it's like bubbled up, you know? So, anywho, I felt like I needed to bring the smiley faces out today. Okay, Luce, do you want to say hi? You guys can hear her. Come here. She really hasn't been showing up, but lately, come here. You want to say hi? So, I guess she does. She's coming right front and center. There she is. Say hi, Luce. Hi, Luce. There she is. Yeah, yeah. Anywho, I'm moving very slow today, as you can tell. Hi, if you're new here, highly doubt you're still you're still listening. Anyways, I'm Karen from Ask the Spirit Guides, and this is Coffee with Karen. So, yeah, moving quite slow today. Okay. I was just thinking about why, because yesterday my energy was like boom, 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 boom. I think I put out 3 videos. I just felt so inspired all day. And then today, nope, not so much. And there's nothing particular, nothing specific really. Besides, just the normal stuff going on in the world. Trying to stay out of the weeds, it's trying to stay big picture. But I really think if anybody else is feeling this from yesterday, if you participated in anything that we talked about yesterday, and not only that, but more importantly, like clearings, or the angel card reading I did last night. So when we do those things, there's healing involved, right? So we did intentions for, actually, I think I did February energy yesterday. So that's interesting. I don't know why I did that so early. It was like, February's not for a couple more days, but I did the clearing for scarcity yesterday in the spirit circle, and I have a feeling that is what I'm feeling today. This is why I recommend. So there are clearings on the public channel as well. All the new clearings are going into the spirit circle. It's just a perk basically for the members. But there are plenty of clearings on the public channel that you could use day after day. If you can't afford to be in the spirit circle or you don't want to be, there's plenty of clearings in the public that are general that you could do every day. So don't feel like you're missing out on anything. But this one was for working on the intention of collectively releasing, dissolving the energy around scarcity, which I got a message from Natalie Namaste, her channel, that she got a message from the angels that was a thing that they would hope that we would work on right now. And hey, I'm paying attention. I'm like, yeah, that resonates with me, so that would be a good one. So today I'm actually going to work on the intentions for that. If I can get my energy up, it may be a good idea for me to wait till tomorrow to work on that, because you don't want to do too much at once, because then you wake up like this, like low energy. But so I'm going to work on, in my bullet journal, intentions, clearing collective energy of scarcity. There it is, scarcity. So I put some stickers on there. I think I will do that. I'm actually quite enjoying doing this pulling the cards and writing them on, and I'm getting some good feedback from folks that was, if it's helpful for anyone. And what was really fun, just so you know, this Coffee with Karen's going to be all over the place. I got several topics of things to talk about, including karma. We're going to talk about that real quick. I did get a download last night that I will share with you. I absolutely know it was. These things are coming to me now. More, and I'm recognizing them, just like the angel that I saw on my ceiling the other night, which if you didn't see my short, I'll show you that real quick. But anyway, so this February energy, I started adding, so I did this on video yesterday, and we probably, by the time we were done, only had, the SGs told me to stop like right around here. So then I asked you guys if you were going to draw cards, what messages are you getting? And I was reading them and writing them in. And then somebody had written affirmations, so I grabbed those. So I'm kind of doing a community February energy. And then we'll see it's not even February. This is sort of projection of how to, somebody had recommended like using this as like suggestions on how to move through the energy of February. And I thought, that's a great idea. So I wrote that in my book. And then someone had written down, or somebody had left a comment about a song that was in their head, which was from Willy Wonka. I think it's called, what is it? Imagination? Yeah, Imagination. So if you want to view paradise, simply look around and view it. Anything you want, just do it. Want to change the world? There's nothing to it. Do not, no, cut, clear, cancel. There's nothing to it. So want to change the world, there's nothing to it. So, and this person, thank you for all of your guys' input. They had written that they were like, oh, wow, I didn't realize that song was about manifesting. And it totally is. Like, if you want to view paradise, simply look around and view it, So anyways, so thank you guys for that. So I think I will continue to do intentions, recording them, because why not, Even if 10 people watch it and enjoy it, then that's awesome. So I'll have to see where the energy takes me today. I was just so energized yesterday, and it could be actually. So let's see, on Sunday, and I'm trying to think of when we do clearings here. So on Sundays, I do a weekly blessing in the Spirit Circle, and we did a card reading. We always do a card reading, so messages for the week that my spirit guides like pick the deck we're gonna pick the messages from. And then we do a clearing based on those messages, and then a hug. So we did a clearing on Sunday, and I felt really good yesterday. So maybe 2 clearings in a row was not a good idea. That's what I'm thinking. So anyways, so last night I'm sleeping, and I heard myself say, okay, I got it. I woke up and I was like, okay, I got it. Okay. And I know what I got. Like, I completely remembered, because it actually ended up as a song in my head, which was totally annoying for the rest of the night. So, it was basically, so the song that ended up in my head was, these boots are made for walking. Okay. And now you'll have it in your head all day. I'm sorry. But really the message was like, all of a sudden I just got this message. Again, I was completely sleeping. I got this message that humanity, collectively, our hearts and our head have not been connected to our feet. So our hearts and our head have not been connected to our feet. And that's what's happening now from a collective perspective, is our feet are now going to be, I don't know, are going to be connected to our heart and our head. It's almost like walk the walk, like we have a lot of stuff in our hearts and in our heads, like logic and love and heart and intentions, but we haven't walked the walk. And so then for some reason these boots are made for walking. Like it's almost like our bodies are made for walking, and not just like physically walking, but like walking the walk. Like connect the stuff that's happening in your heart and in your head and do something. You know what I mean? Like move in that. And it's not, I think we always do. Like I have always walked in the direction that I felt called to walk, like stuff that motivated me. But now I think from a collective standpoint, we have not walked the walk from a collective standpoint. So I don't know. What do you guys think? Obviously, I got that little bit of a download. And I remember waking up and just going, okay, got it. I got it. Okay. Like I literally was like saying that out loud. And then I just went back to sleep. But then I had that song in my head. So anyway, so that was interesting. So let me know what you think about that. If anybody needed to hear that today, I don't know. Like, why did that just come to me? Boom. And then I woke up and remembered it. And, I don't remember, like, I don't remember dreams that much. And so that I kind of just kept replaying, like heart, head, connect your feet to your heart and your head type of thing. I just kept kind of replaying that in my, so anyways, my sister is texting me right now about something I'm going to talk about next, actually. Click. Anybody need to see some smiley faces today? I did. There's some winking at you too, I think, isn't there? Well, maybe not. The one inside winks, and it's full of coffee, so I can't really show it to you. Okay, so we talked about that. So I'm not really trying to push the spirit circle. I'm sorry, it's just something that I'm just talking about stuff that we're doing, and I'm going to be talking about this as well on the public channel. So again, you're not going to miss out on stuff, but we're going to go into depth in the spirit circle, starting in a couple days, actually, February 1st. And we're going to start a book club in the spirit circle. So, but this is what I want to talk about today, because this blew my mind, and I wanted to see what you guys thought about this. I probably could do a whole separate, and in fact, I want to do an SG session with the SGs, with the dowsing rods, yes and no questions, about karma. So after I get done talking about this, feel free, please, to put your questions about karma. They need to be in yes and no format, short if you can. And if you can, do multiples in your comment, doesn't matter, but just short yes and no questions. And about karma. Okay. And we'll do in the next week or two, we'll do a session on the public channel about karma, answering your questions. Okay. So this is if you're reading this book now or in the future, it's on page 68. Okay. You might want to look up Diana Cooper. I am going to look up something and post it in the spirit circle before we get started in the book club, to learn a little bit more about her. I'm fairly certain, I'm not 100%, but I'm fairly certain she downloaded this entire book from her angels, because she's had an open dialogue relationship, meaning she can hear them, with angels, like for 40 years, something like that. So anyway, so she, on page 68, clearing karma. Okay, so this is about clearing karma. This blows my mind. Okay. So basically the concept of the golden future is that we are at a period of time after 260,000 years and another 26,000 years of a different kind of astrological shift, that we are moving starting in 2012. Okay. We are 2012. That was basically 13 years ago. So starting in 2012 to 2032, which is 7 years from now, we're moving from the 3 dimension to the 5th dimension, apparently on Earth. So it'll be interesting. And that the stuff that's going on in the world today is the dark having a freak out. The third dimension's kind of freaking out, knowing that we're shifting, we're kind of getting rid of all that. So I guess that's my basic explanation without going into too much depth here. Okay. So she says, as the old age is closing, so the old age, that's why I had to explain that. The old age, meaning prior to where we're headed in 2050, apparently by 2050, Earth will be completely 5D. So which means there'll be enough for everybody. They're trying to get, I think Source or the universe or God is moving Earth as an experience away from, I think we didn't do well. That's my sense, is we didn't do as well as, it was an experiment coming to Earth for spirits. And I think she makes reference to selfishness, and I think the ego it was a little too much. And because we forgot who we were when we came down here, it's just, I think they're ready to close out on this experiment of the 3D, basically, which I'm fine with. Many, many of us have probably been here over and over again. And, maybe it's just time. So anyway, as the old age is closing, all karma has to be cleared. Debts must be repaid. It has always been the case that, this is the stuff you got to get your head around. It has always been the case that when parents die, so think if you have a parent who's passed, okay, any karmic debt remaining for either of them, so if both of them have passed in your life, is shared out amongst the children or grandchildren. Okay, so not only are you now living, if you have a parent who's passed, not only are you living your own karmic debt, like trying to clear it, you are now clearing theirs. Okay? No wonder things are hard. If someone dies without children, which will be my husband and I, their cousins or nieces and nephews have to take it on. I'm sorry, you guys. Not my siblings, though. Not my siblings. My cousins, nieces, and nephews. Well, we have 21 nieces and nephews, so that'll be divided up amongst those guys. I don't know, if we die at 2050, like if we live that long, then maybe we won't have, maybe it'll be cleared by then, But think about, like, if you have a sibling who's passed, Okay, so if someone dies without children, their cousins or nieces and nephews take it on. However, until recently, a soul could decline to undertake this extra burden. So it's a burden, in which case that debt would be passed on for up to 7 generations. This is so interesting because if you've missed the card reading from last night where we're trying to release scarcity, okay? So go check that out. I'll post it right here. It's very interesting because almost all 3 cards, 2 of the 3 cards, it's a pick a card, had to do with ancestral lines. So it's really fascinating. I have a feeling the more we study like the golden future from either Diana Cooper or just continue to hear messages from other folks who are channeling, that a lot of the cards that I pull here for us will have to do, like, the messages will just be consistent. It's fascinating. So it was until recently that souls could decline to undertake the extra burden, in which case that debt would be passed on for up to 7 generations. There is now no longer an opt-out clause. So if your ancestors created karma that has not been repaid, it must be borne by you, us, and your siblings or cousins. If you are an only child, you may have to carry it all. That is your soul's choice. Does this resonate with anybody who's having, a hard time on Earth right now? Anybody who has intense pain, major depression, it's really, you might just really want to focus on clearing ancestral karma. That's not just, but you know what I mean? That could be part of this. That's amazing and a bit frightening. So, what? Then she goes on to say later on that, I mean, it's really a fascinating book because she talks about like what nature and food's going to be like, what schooling's going to be like, how partnerships are going to be like, relationships. It's just fascinating. So, and basically, I don't know where it was, but basically, the reason she says that Earth is meant to hold about 2 billion souls. Okay, so 2 billion spiritual beings having a human experience. Well, we have 8 billion right now. So, and the reason that is, she says, is that because we're moving into this fifth dimension, there's so many souls that wanted to come down to try to clear their karmic debt. Okay, so that's why we all started coming in. But she said we're not doing a good job. They're not doing a good job because, like, once we realized, I think we're doing a good job because we're having these kind of conversations, but people who are not, let's just say like 45 and Musk and, you know what I mean? Like, they're not doing a good job with their clearing their karmic debt. And it is fascinating because I did ask the SGs. I looked over there. I don't have them here, but we probably could get different things. But I did ask the SGs if Elon was like one of Hitler's. I think they told me he was like third in command, like whoever third in command was, that was his soul reincarnated, that Elon is that. And so he would have come back to try to clear some of that karmic debt. I think it was like the guy who experimented on twins and stuff. I think something like that. But yeah, so he's not, how's he doing? Clearing his karmic debt. Well, the karma may start clearing it for him because that's the last thing I was going to talk about because it is looking like, I mean, it is popcorn time, you guys. It's feeling a little bit like popcorn time, isn't it? Getting the popcorn out. So you guys will have to tell me. I keep covering up my microphone when I drink. You'll have to tell me if it's a little better. Some people say it is and some people say it's not, but okay. So, and I know people get all defensive of me. You can drink your coffee, but there are people apparently, and I want to be sensitive to that, who it's really hard for them to hear it. Not just in a nitpicky way, but like in a disorder, like in the ear type of way. So anyways, what do you think about that, karma? What do you think about that? Does that blow your mind like it blew my mind just reading that paragraph? Holy schmoly. So it did make me wonder. So my sister was just texting me, my sister Marcia. We have the same biological father. And I've always had a really hard time with him. And especially since my mom died. And I thought, I texted her last night. I texted her that section that I read on karma. And I was like, do you think I have now, mom has passed down her karma that she's still dealing with him? Because literally she had been divorced from him. Let's see, she died when she was 69. They got divorced when she was like 30. So it would have been like 40 years or maybe a little less. And even on her deathbed, she was still complaining about him. Like she hadn't forgiven him, And so I'm wondering if I took on her karmic debt. Thanks, Mom. Thanks for dealing with that. So anyways, but I think I've cut it off. I mean, I'm just like, nope, done. I'm not putting up with any of his crap anymore. And it's not even that much crap, to be honest. It really is not that much crap that I had to put up with, but I'm so intolerant of it. It's really a MAGA stuff, So I'm just like, nope, nope. because it's more important for him to prove that he's right about mega, which I think there are some people who can relate to this, than to have a relationship with me. Because I literally sent him a thing and I said, it's not about politics. It's about that you would rather talk to me about that kind of stuff than even ask how I'm doing, you know? And then I wrote back, and I never really told you guys what I wrote to him. And maybe if you want to know, I can read it to you. But it just kind of got uninteresting, you know, for me. I was just like, yeah, okay. But I had said, this is what I stand for. So stop poking at it, you know, human rights. I mean, oh, I'm for human rights. I mean, what a concept. All this kind of stuff. And so I said, you know, if you want to have a relationship with me, you got to stop talking about this kind of stuff, you know, because he couldn't believe that I was ignoring him around Christmas and stuff. I told him I was going to. I told him I was cutting him off. So, and he basically, and he even called my sister, and he was like, what she, you know, I wrote her an email. Yeah, his email was all about 45. It wasn't about our relationship at all. Not at all. And then after I wrote that email to him, he wrote back something about trying to prove something that 45 didn't do or something. That was his response. So I'm like, no. So blocked again. Emails blocked. I have no idea if he even tried writing back. I don't care. His life is so much better. So I think I dealt with my mom's karma. So, anyways, what do you guys think about that? All right, so the last thing that I think is interesting, this might be a little bit in the weeds for people who don't want to be in the weeds, but this has to do more with grab your bowl of popcorn, I think. It's kind of big picture-ish. And Rosie Insights talked about this last night, so then I looked into it, and I was like, what? This is amazing. So if you haven't seen Rosie's Insights or you don't listen to it, which is totally fine, but just want to give her credit for passing down this information to me. Let's see. What did I do with it? It basically, somebody who, it's basically a whistleblower for X, which is amazing. So this was on Substack. And if you guys aren't on Substack, like I didn't realize what a great place it is. Now it depends on, you know, who you're following, and I don't know what shenanigans go on Substack yet. So, but anyways, so it's basically, this is on Substack. It's from The Concerned Bird. So you can Google this or go on Substack and look up The Concerned Bird. And this was written on the 10th of January. So I'll just read just like the first couple paragraphs. So, to whom it may concern, I'm writing this with a heavy heart and no small amount of fear as a former formerly Twitter employee on an H-1B visa. I can't reveal my identity without risking everything, but I can't stay silent any longer about what I saw and was made to do. When Elon Musk took over, everything changed. What started as a social media company became something much darker. I was part of a team that was directly ordered to manipulate Twitter's systems to influence the 2024 US presidential election. It wasn't subtle and it wasn't ethical. We completely changed how the algorithm worked, pushing pro-Trump and right-wing posts to the top of people's feeds. To make it look balanced, we also boosted some left-wing critics of Democrats. But it was all carefully calculated. These changes didn't just affect Americans, they impacted users worldwide. One of the most disturbing things we did was create thousands of fake accounts using advanced AI systems called Grok, and Eliza. These accounts looked completely real and pushed political messages that spread like wildfire. Haven't you noticed they all disappeared like magic? We also knowingly allowed foreign governments to manipulate the platform. State-backed groups from Israel, Iran, and Russia were running their own influence campaigns, and because their goals aligned with ours, we looked the other way. Even when they clearly broke the rules, we didn't stop them. Perhaps the most unethical part was how we manufactured news stories. One team would write completely fake articles while another team would artificially boost their engagement metrics to make them go viral. We specifically targeted certain groups of people, knowing exactly how to manipulate their views and emotions. The moderation team became a tool for our agenda. We systematically silenced anyone who got in our way, enforcing the rules when it suited us and ignoring them when it didn't. Elon Musk himself was deeply involved in these decisions, often joking about being Black Hat MAGA. What started as U.S. election interference has now spread to other countries. We're currently doing the same thing in Germany and other European nations. The damage we've done is immeasurable, and I don't know if it can ever be fixed. People don't know what's real anymore, and that's exactly what we wanted. It goes on. Oh, actually, I'm almost done. The pilot program for the Eliza AI agent was election interference. Eliza was released officially October 2024, but we had access to it before then thanks to Mark Anderson. I don't know who that is. And it's spelled Anderson, Eesssen, so it looks European. I'm terrified to be writing this, but I had to speak up. I just hope that someone with the power to do something about this sees this letter. You'll know what I'm saying is the truth by Elon's actions to the news someone spoke out. So you'll know what I'm saying is the truth by Elon's actions to the news someone spoke out. For more evidence, look at the docs of Eliza AI agent software. We left breadcrumbs. Yours sincerely, a former employee who can't sleep at night. That's crazy crap. So we knew it was happening. But this is just great. This is good. This is really good news. So the question is, what should we do? One thing, you can go on Substack, share it with your Democratic representatives in all the states. So if you're in a state, any of you got to have some. You got to have some Democrats somewhere in the state, but if you don't, we'll take care of that. So we have in Wisconsin, we have a Democratic senator. We have a Democratic governor, and so I will send it to them. So please forward that on. Again, you can go on Substack. And actually, I posted on Blue Sky too. I don't think I posted it in the community tab here on YouTube. But so go on Substack, and you could look up The Concerned Bird. Okay? And it's really like the only posting on there. So I don't know. Like, it doesn't show. Does it show how many times it's been shared? Yeah, so there's only been 2,500 likes on that, and 1.3 restacks. So people sharing it, 1.3K. That's not a lot. So please share that so that people see it. Okay. All right. Well, it was just 333 when I said okay. I think that's about it for today. That was way more. I didn't even have any idea if I felt like talking today, but so I better go deal with this situation. This stringy situation. Washed my hair last night, went to bed with it wet. So have an amazing day, and don't forget to leave your questions below on if you want to know anything about karma. I have so many questions about karma, and I want to know what you guys want to know, because I'm learning so much all the times you guys have questions, because it would be things I've never even thought to ask. So, all right, well, have an amazing day, and we'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.